We begin today in South Asia, where the United States' 50% tariff on India has officially come into effect. US President Donald Trump had imposed an additional 25% tariff on India earlier this month, citing New Delhi's purchase of Russian oil, escalating tensions between the two major democracies. With this 50% tariff, India, one of America's strongest partners in the Indo-Pacific region, now finds itself among the countries paying the highest US duty rates in the world. Donald Trump has imposed a similar tariff rate on Brazil and China. But he has raised tariff on New Delhi as a part of his campaign to end the conflict in Ukraine. The decision now puts at risk nearly $87 billion worth of Indian exports to the United States. India ships a wide range of products to the US, including those from labor-intensive sectors like textiles and apparel, diamonds, gold, gemstones and jewelry, machinery and mechanical appliances, agriculture, meat and processed food, shrimps, handicrafts and carpets, leather and footwear industry, and furniture, bedding, as well as mattresses industry. Now, these sectors are employing millions, and some even form the backbone of India's export economy. Experts reportedly estimate tariff hikes could affect nearly 55% of India's $87 billion in exports to the US, while benefiting competitors such as Vietnam, Bangladesh and China. Some of these sectors are already seeing a cut in orders from their US clients. Analysts predict that the US tariff would most likely slow India's GDP growth by approximately 0.2 to 0.4 percentage points in the fiscal year 2025 to 26. It will also put hundreds of thousands of jobs at risk across manufacturing hubs in the country. As per the Global Trade Research Initiative, a New Delhi-based think tank, US tariffs will likely slash India's exports to $49.6 billion in the fiscal year 2026.
The share of US as destination market for India's global exports is very high in some of the sectors. These will be affected mostly. For example, for diamond, gems and jewelry or gold jewelry, the share of US is about 40% in India's global exports. So till now, the products were going to US at 2 to 3% tariffs. Now suddenly more than 50% tariff will be applied on them, 2-3% plus 50%, 50 to 53%. So they will be totally outpriced. So competitors from say Thailand and many other countries, they will be replacing most of the Indian exports.
But not all Indian exports are affected by Trump's 50% tariffs. About 30% of India's exports will reportedly remain duty-free in the US market. These included pharmaceuticals, electronics, IT products, and petroleum products. Besides, a US Customs and Border Protection notice to shippers provides a 3-week exemption for Indian goods that were loaded onto a vessel and in transit to the US before the midnight deadline. Now, New Delhi has been in firefighting mode ever since the tariffs were announced. On India's Independence Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a promise to cut taxes to mitigate their economic impact. He has also urged for self-reliance and on purchase of locally made goods. Prime Minister Modi said that a Diwali gift in the form of a massive tax bonanza was on its way for Indians and the millions of small businesses that power Asia's third largest economy. He has since repeated these comments at many other public addresses. Reports also suggest that the government is also encouraging exporters to diversify to markets such as China, Latin America, Africa, and West Asia. Besides, diplomatic efforts to secure a relaxation of US tariffs have so far brought no breakthrough. So while the US tariffs pose a clear challenge, India is moving quickly to limit the damage. As Asia's third largest economy and the world's fastest growing, India enters this dispute from a position of strength, not weakness.